Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time, we are going to be tackling a digital giant. I mean, come on, you can't ignore it. Facebook.
Yeah, it really is everywhere you look these days.
Absolutely. And we're going to explore Facebook from two angles. First, as that massive social platform we all know.
Right.
And second, as this advertising powerhouse it's become. It's fascinating to me how much of our lives, both personal and business, seem to intersect with Facebook.
You know, it's funny you should say that, because Facebook itself really seems to recognize that kind of dual role. For this deep dive, we've got two main sources we're going to be looking at.
Okay.
One is a Facebook ads blueprint PDF. It seems like it's from a few years back, but it's basically Facebook's guidebook for advertisers.
Right.
Like laying out their vision for how businesses should be using the platform.
Exactly. And to see how that vision actually stacks up against reality.
Yeah.
We'll also be looking at the current Facebook homepage.
Right.
As it appears in 2024.
Right.
Looking at the features, the layout, the language, all those little details that can give us some clues about where Facebook's priorities are today.
I like it.
So by the end of this deep dive, you should have a much deeper understanding of how Facebook advertising works, how the platform has evolved, and frankly, some of the big questions that it raises about our digital lives.
Whether you're a business owner, a curious user, or just someone trying to make sense of this whole digital world we live in.
Right.
There is definitely something here for you. It's like we're peeking behind the curtain of a platform that's really become central to modern life.
Okay, so let's start by defining Facebook. Like, what is it really? If we just go by their homepage, it's all about connection, building communities, sharing experiences, staying in touch with friends and family across the globe.
Yeah, they really emphasize that global aspect.
Yeah, and they even highlight the sheer number of languages available on the platform. I mean, it's a pretty clear message about their global ambitions.
Oh, absolutely. And you know that global reach is exactly what makes Facebook so attractive to advertisers. Think about it. The PDF points out that over 50% of Facebook's active users, which is hundreds of millions of people, log in every single day.
Wow.
That kind of daily engagement is pure gold for businesses trying to reach potential customers.
Okay, so let's dig into how businesses are actually using Facebook.
Yeah.
Chapter 1 of this blueprint PDF really lays out the case for integrating Facebook ads into your overall marketing strategy. One of the big selling points they emphasize is how targeted these ads can be. You can get incredibly specific with who sees your ads based on their demographics, interests, behaviors, even their location. It's a level of granular targeting that's pretty hard to beat.
It really is. And, you know, it's such a stark contrast to something like Google AdWords, which relies more on keywords and search intent. Facebook ads, they tap into this huge pool of data that users are willingly sharing on their profiles, allowing for much more personalized and potentially effective advertising.
And the PDF actually makes that comparison directly. Like it pits Facebook ads against Google AdWords head to head, highlighting how Facebook ads capitalize on social trends, cater to the mobile-first world, and offer advantages in terms of cost effectiveness, visual appeal, and text limits.
You know, and to really drive that point home, they share some pretty compelling examples of how big brands have used Facebook ads in these creative and impactful ways. I mean, who knew that Honda used Facebook ads for damage control after those recalls?
Yeah, or that Budweiser let users vote on which Super Bowl commercials to air through Facebook.
It's pretty wild.
And then there's Guitar Hero, which leveraged Facebook ads to become the first online game to hit 1 million fans on the platform. And Coca-Cola. They actually sold virtual bottles of Coke through Facebook ads, donating $1 to charity for each one purchased. It just goes to show the versatility of these ads. They can build brands, engage communities, drive sales, and even help companies navigate crises.
It's a clear indication that savvy businesses are recognizing the unique possibilities that Facebook offers. It's not just about throwing up a banner ad anymore. It's about understanding the social dynamics at play and using those to your advantage.
So how do these Facebook ads actually work their magic? Chapters 2 and 3 of the PDF take us behind the scenes a little bit. They use this example of a guy named Adrian who loves fishing. So imagine a local fishing club wants to recruit new members. Facebook would use Adrian's profile data, his stated interests, the pages he likes, his location, to determine whether he's a good fit for their ad.
Right.
It's all about connecting the right ad with the right person at the right time.
It's a brilliant illustration of how microtargeting works in practice. It goes way beyond traditional keywords and search engine optimization. It's about tapping into the vast amount of personal data that users generate on Facebook and using that to deliver these incredibly precise ads
And the PDF really emphasizes how surprisingly easy it is to create these ads. Like Facebook provides this step-by-step process that guides you through everything. Of course, there is a cost involved, but they offer a lot of flexibility with their payment models. You can choose to pay per click.
Right.
So you only pay when someone actually clicks on your ad, or pay per impression, where you pay for every time your ad is shown, regardless of clicks.
What's important to note here is that Facebook operates on this credit system. You pre-purchase credits, and then those credits are used to fund your ad campaigns. They even offer some guidance on how to determine a good bid rate, so you're not just throwing money into the void.
And to keep track of how your ads are performing, Facebook has this tool called Facebook Insights that gives you real-time data on clicks, impressions, and other key metrics. You can see what's working, what's not, and adjust your strategies on the fly. The PDF also talks about keywords, but it's not in the traditional SEO sense. It's more about aligning your ads with user profiles and interests.
Exactly. It's about understanding the language that your target audience uses and incorporating those keywords into your ad copy and targeting parameters. It's about speaking their language, connecting with their passions, and capturing their attention in this really crowded digital landscape. And that brings us to a really interesting point. Keywords on Facebook, they're not just about matching search terms. It's about aligning your ads with user profiles and interests. Think of it this way. If you're selling like organic dog treats, you wouldn't just target people searching for dog food. You would target people who have expressed an interest in organic products, or people who follow pages about dog health, or who are members of groups dedicated to specific dog breeds.
Okay, so it's less about like optimizing for search engine rankings and more about really targeting those demographics and passions. But let's be real, not all ads are created equal, and not everyone gets like a free pass on Facebook. Chapter 4 of the PDS actually dives into this whole approval process and some of the potential pitfalls of Facebook ads. Like, not everything flies. They have these strict guidelines in place to maintain ad quality, prevent misleading content, and protect users from scams or inappropriate material. They even bring up this whole beacon fiasco from way back in 2007, which, if you remember, was this attempt by Facebook to track user activity, even when they weren't logged into the platform.
That caused a massive uproar. Users felt like their privacy was being totally violated, and rightfully so. It really underscores the importance of ethical considerations when it comes to data collection and user privacy.
It's a good reminder that even tech giants like Facebook have to be really careful about how they handle user data. But going back to the PDF, it seems like they definitely learned from that whole beacon mess. They really emphasized the importance of user consent and control over their information.
It's a crucial point. Transparency and user control. Those are key to building trust in a platform like this. But the PDF also gets real about some of the drawbacks of Facebook ads. Costs can spiral pretty quickly, guidelines can feel really restrictive, and there are definitely limitations on what you can and cannot promote.
They actually list out 9 common mistakes that advertisers make, which is actually really helpful. It highlights the need for targeted ads, continuous tweaking, careful category selection, a thorough understanding of Facebook's guidelines, and most importantly, a strategic approach. It's not a set it and forget it kind of thing. Successful Facebook advertising requires ongoing optimization and a willingness to adapt.
Absolutely. And that brings us to the good stuff. Tips and strategies for actually running effective Facebook ad campaigns. Chapter 5 is packed with actionable advice, and one of the key takeaways is the importance of mobile-first advertising.
Which makes total sense considering how much time we all spend on our phones these days. I feel like everyone's constantly glued to their screens.
Right. The PDF specifically mentions mobile-only ads, recognizing how dominant mobile usage has become. They also highlight the ability to run ads, specifically promoting mobile apps, and even track app downloads directly through Facebook.
Wow, so they've really streamlined the whole process for app developers. But beyond just targeting mobile users, they also talk about the power of retargeting. This is where it gets really interesting. So let's say someone visits your website, but they don't actually buy anything. With Facebook ads, you can actually target those same people again, reminding them of your products, or maybe offering them a special discount to incentivize a purchase.
It's a way to stay top of mind and potentially recapture those lost sales. The PDS suggests using custom audiences, basically groups of people that you define, based on criteria like website visits, email subscribers, or even people who've engaged with your organic Facebook posts. It's about finding creative ways to reach the right people at the right time, with the right message.
I see. So it's not just about reaching new people, it's also about kind of nurturing those relationships, with people who have already shown some interest in your brand.
Exactly.
They also highlight the importance of targeting passionate groups. The idea being that if people are already really enthusiastic about a specific topic or hobby, they're more likely to engage with ads related to that passion.
It's about tapping into existing communities and leveraging those shared interests. I mean, think about it. Would you rather see an ad for something you're completely indifferent to, or something that actually aligns with your hobbies and values?
Yeah, if it's tailored to my interests, I'm definitely more likely to actually pay attention. It feels less like an interruption and more like relevant information.
Right.
The PDF also delves into some practical tips for maximizing ad effectiveness, like A/B testing, where you run multiple versions of an ad to see which one performs best. They also stress the importance of running ads for an appropriate duration. Like, you don't want to bombard people for too long, or they'll experience ad fatigue and start tuning out.
Right. Finding that sweet spot is crucial. It's a delicate balance between staying visible and avoiding annoyance. They also emphasize the importance of driving traffic to well-designed landing pages, capturing leads, and avoiding those overly aggressive sales pitches.
It's about building relationships and providing value, not just hitting people over the head with a buy now message.
Right.
They even suggest using Facebook's conversion tracking tools to actually monitor how much revenue your ads are generating.
It's a data-driven approach to advertising. You're not just guessing. You're constantly measuring and optimizing to ensure that your ad spend is actually translating into tangible results.
Okay, so we've really explored the world of Facebook ads through the lens of this PDF. Now let's actually shift our focus to the current Facebook homepage and see how it reflects what we've learned. What immediately jumps out at me is how prominently they feature those create ad and create page options. Like, they're right there in the footer, easily accessible from any page on the site.
Yeah, it's a clear indication of how central business integration has become to Facebook's strategy. They're making it as easy as possible for businesses to establish a presence on the platform and leverage their advertising tools.
It's almost like they're saying, hey, whether you're here to connect with friends or grow your business, we've got you covered.
Right?
And remember all those languages we talked about earlier? Well, they're right here on the homepage too, reinforcing this idea of global reach and connecting with people from all walks of life.
It's a subtle reminder of the sheer scale of Facebook's user base. We're talking about billions of users from all corners of the globe, creating this truly interconnected digital landscape.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling when you think about it, the potential impact of a platform this size. It has the power to shape conversations, influence opinions, and connect people in ways that were unimaginable just a few decades ago.
And as the lines between our online and offline lives continue to blur, understanding platforms like Facebook becomes increasingly essential. It's not just about staying connected with friends and family anymore. It's about navigating this complex digital ecosystem that shapes how we consume information, interact with businesses, and even perceive the world around us.
You know, as we're looking at this homepage, I'm also noticing a section dedicated to frequently asked questions. It seems like they're trying to be more transparent about how the platform works and address some of the common concerns that users have.
Transparency is key, especially when it comes to issues like data privacy and security. It's good to see that they're at least making an effort to address those concerns head on.
One of the questions that caught my eye was, how do I control who can see what I share on Facebook? That's a big one, especially given all the conversations we've been having about data collection and privacy.
Absolutely. Facebook offers a range of privacy settings that allow users to customize their experience and control their information. It's important for users to familiarize themselves with those settings and make informed choices about what they share and who they share it with.
It's like they're acknowledging that users are getting more savvy about their digital footprint and wanting to have a say in how their information is used.
Right. It's a shift in the power dynamic. Users aren't just passively accepting whatever terms and conditions are thrown at them. They're demanding more transparency and control.
Another question that stood out to me was, what are the different ways I can connect with people on Facebook? And I thought it was interesting how they answered that. They talked about creating profiles, joining groups, following pages, and using Messenger for private conversations.
It really highlights how multifaceted the platform is. It's not just about passively scrolling through a news feed. There are so many different ways to engage with content, build community, and connect with people who share your interest.
Yeah, it's almost like they're trying to cater to every possible social need, whether you're looking for casual interactions, in-depth discussions, or even just a quick way to stay in touch with friends and family.
And that brings us to a really important question that they address in the FAQ. How does Facebook make money?
Right, because let's face it, a platform this massive can't run on good vibes alone.
Yeah, their answer is pretty straightforward. They say they show ads to people who use Facebook in other products they offer.
Which makes total sense.
Yeah.
But it also raises some interesting questions about the trade-offs we make when we use these free platforms like Facebook.
Exactly. Our data, our attention, our engagement. These are the commodities that fuel Facebook's advertising machine. It's the currency we pay for access to this vast network of connections and information.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Facebook, both as a social platform and an advertising powerhouse, I think it's important to remember this. Facebook is a tool. It can be used for good or for ill, for connection or for manipulation.
And the responsibility ultimately lies with us, the users, to be informed, to be critical. And to use this tool wisely, we need to understand the algorithms that shape our feeds, the data that's being collected, and the potential impact of all of this on our individual lives and on society as a whole.
It's about being mindful, setting boundaries, and making conscious choices about how we engage with this platform. We can't just passively accept the terms of service and let algorithms dictate our experiences.
We need to be active participants, shaping our digital lives, rather than letting them be shaped for us. And that starts with awareness, with education, and with conversations like this one.
So keep asking questions, keep exploring, and keep the conversation going. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating and sometimes frustrating world of Facebook.